The UK's coronavirus death toll has risen to more than 14,000 after 847 people died in hospitals across the country in 24 hours. Lockdown measures have been extended to subdue the outbreak. Joining me live is Trent Murray from Euronews. And Trent, amidst all the bleak news, some more positive news in the way the numbers are tracking.
Yeah, that's right, Tim. As you said, 847 people in the last 24 hours. That is slightly lower than when we spoke last week. And experts here do think that they may have reached the plateau in this virus and we could be tracking downwards. But hidden in that death figure you mentioned there, 14,500, well, there's a second hidden epidemic now that some experts here are worried about. They say that people in nursing homes are not being accounted for correctly in these figures. Newspapers here reported some 4,000 people inside nursing homes may have died from this virus but have not been counted in the figure. The Health Minister speaking today in front of the Health Select Committee confirmed that they didn't think that their numbers correctly reflected those deaths in nursing homes. Adding to that pain, Tim, many families are unable to get into nursing homes if one of their loved ones looks like passing away because of lockdown measures. So there's now many stories of people unable to say their final goodbyes to their elderly mother or father inside those nursing homes. But as you say, there is also some good news. The government believes they could be on track to working towards a vaccine within the next couple of months. They're in partnership with the University of Oxford. That university is saying they think they may have 1 million doses ready by the springtime here.
Yeah, that's an interesting story. I was listening to the radio this morning regarding Oxford, and this is a department that's been working on this kind of vaccine for a number of years.
That's correct. Well, a researcher there speaking earlier this week in the press said they were 80% sure that they were going to be able to get a vaccine found for the coronavirus as part of their research efforts here. The government has backed their research program. They are very optimistic, I should say, about what is happening at Oxford. The business minister today at the regular press conference, they said that they were announcing a vaccine task force, I should say, to work in partnership with that university. They clearly think that there are some positive signs there, and if they are able to make a breakthrough with that vaccine, then the priority becomes trying to roll it out as quickly as they can to get it to as many British people as possible, particularly those vulnerable people, those elderly, those people that have underlying conditions that, as we know, are the first to sadly be taken by this savage virus.
Absolutely. Now, casting our eye outside of the United Kingdom and to the rest of Europe, Germany's a real poster child of what is going on in the world, because they're starting to reopen everything. What about Germany, Italy, Spain, elsewhere, France?
Yeah, that's correct. Europe, it's biting at the bit to try and get back to work in some ways. Of course, the economy has taken an absolute pummeling, not just in Europe, but around the world. Germany, they think that they've got the virus under control now, and they say the reason for that is they've been able to test right across the country. But they've been able to find those hotspots, and when they've found them, really clamp down on them. So as of Monday, small shops across Germany will start to open. We also know the car manufacturers, they're going to start reproducing vehicles, of course, such a critical part of the German economy. Companies like Volkswagen, Mercedes-Benz, they say their factories will be online in the next couple of days. Similar story in Spain, of course. It's been much more affected by the coronavirus in Germany in terms of its death toll. We're almost at 20,000 as of today. But they have also let some 1.7 million non-essential workers back to work over the last couple of days. They're also keen to get the economy fired up again, the best they can given the circumstances. Similar stories in Italy, where we're seeing slow moves to letting those non-essential stores open, bookstores, clothing stores and the like, really trying to support those small businesses in particular, Tim, because they're the ones that it seems are doing it toughest in this health emergency. Absolutely.
Now, no event is immune to the coronavirus, including a royal wedding.
Yeah, that's right. Well, the police in the UK have really been clamping down on house parties here. It seems that even the royal family aren't exempt from these rules. Princess Beatrice and her Italian fiancé have postponed their wedding. It was due to be held very soon, but they say it will probably be held next year now. The reception, which was going to be held at Buckingham Palace, that was called off originally, and then we now know that the wedding follows. Of course, her sister Eugenie had a royal wedding last year, and before that one, the much bigger royal wedding, Harry and Meghan, it was Princess Beatrice's turn, but it seems she may have to wait a little bit longer because the wedding for the time being has been cancelled.
Finally, how's Boris Johnson?
Boris Johnson, we understand, is still in recovery. He's at Chequers, the country residence for the Prime Minister here. He was released, as we know, earlier this week, Tim. He gave a video statement, and I have to say he looked a little bit knocked around. He said the NHS saved his life. He even paid tribute to a Kiwi nurse that was by his bedside during some of those darker moments where he really had to have his breathing monitored. We understand he's in contact with some members of his cabinet. He's not receiving that all-important ministerial red box with his papers every day. Dominic Raab is still deputising for him, the foreign minister here. But they do hope he can leave that country residence and come back to London in the next couple of days to continue his role in 10 Downing Street.